Your Perp back with another video. Just got done checking out the very first episode of the brand new Chucky series, season 1. Wow. Now, before I get into this review, I'm gonna get into what I liked about this, and there's some things that are kind of questionable and a little weird to me, and I hope it doesn't become an issue as I watch this series. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at perpminded420. Also hit that sub button if you haven't already, because I am definitely covering Chucky week to week. You don't want to miss out. I think this has a lot of potential. But let's get right into this review. Starting out with the opening, you got this introduction to our brand new character named Jake. He's a collector. He likes to listen to podcasts. I like that this show is really going to explore Chucky's backstory, because we are in Hackensack, and I like the breakdown of the murder rate has been crazy. Weird stuff happens in town, and I think it's going to get even weirder as time goes on, as Chucky is still around. We also get some interesting backstory on our main character, Jake, that he likes to make doll sculptures, which is so ironic how that all came together. Really weird. Him and his father don't really see eye to eye. Obviously he's dealing with stuff. He's, feels like things aren't really going his way at work and stuff, so he kind of takes it out on Jake. We get this interesting introduction to his uncle and his cousin. His cousin Junior is a dick, bro. He is an asshole. Auntie is definitely hiding some things. She's playing things in the background, so you could just tell just off the rip that there are no really good people in this show as far as just personality wise. They all got secrets. They all kind of treat Jake like shit throughout this whole entire episode, and I feel bad for the kid. So he does some research on this good guy doll, and it's very high value, and he thinks automatically like, I'm trying to make some money and maybe I can get out of here, because things at home aren't really going well. His father has a real bad drinking problem and just destroys his sculptures for no reason. It's crazy, bro. But anyways, so it's like I said, a lot of people do not like Jake for some odd reason. He gets bullied at school, even brings Chucky to school. I don't know why. He could have just left them there. Might have been a better idea. He really likes this guy, Devin, that runs that podcast that he was listening to earlier on. But let's get into my issues real fast. It's the whole dynamic of these kid actors, and I thought they were going to be in middle school because he said he was 14. So it's kind of odd how they depict these middle schoolers, mind you. And I understand, middle school was a kind of wild time. Honestly, I was there, but I just don't think certain things need to be depicted with these characters. It's a little weird. I just hope they just don't go too crazy with it. It's already kind of weird how it's already kind of set up that they're all 8th graders, and obviously this is a more mature show and they're kind of trying to go into a different direction. That's just my 2 cents on it. It was a little weird for me. So moving on, now we get a scene of Jake in class. I guess it's science class, of him about to dissect the frog, and we find out that he's kind of squeamish when it comes to blood, but Chucky ain't. And it's kind of crazy nobody saw Chucky move in this classroom, which is kind of weird. And this is where the bullying and the constant just shitting on Jake continues, because you get this girl Lexi that absolutely lives to just torture Jake and even makes a GoFundMe. It's weird how that all came about, because like I said, his cousin Junior is going out with Lexi, And those two are just, I don't know, they're just a weird couple. Junior obviously doesn't really feel the way he feels about his cousin. He doesn't hate his cousin. I don't feel like that. We'll have to see how that kind of progresses throughout the series. But this chick Lexi is just complete trash. Worst type of human being. Just saying. So we go to the lunchroom, and Jake gets approached by Devin, and Jake kind of starts to fumble on his words because he really likes Devin, and Devin invites him to his podcast to talk about bullying, and that completely makes Jake upset, and he walks off. And so what was interesting though, before all that, you had the teacher talking to Lexi about punishment. There's something oddly familiar about her. I'm wondering, since this is where Charles Lee Ray grew up at, maybe some of these parents know Charles, have some background with Charles. So that's gonna be dope to see just Chucky's whole backstory just being played out and told through all these different characters. So Lexi comes face to face with Chucky, and she was scared shitless. That scene was really dope. Then we get a scene later on with Jake getting a call from Andy. Obviously that's Andy on the phone. That's an older Andy telling him to be careful with that doll. Make sure just to get rid of it, check the batteries. And I'm curious to see how Andy's going to play in all this. I'm glad that I watched Cult of Chucky, because now I kind of get more of a backstory on how this version of Chucky works and how he kind of split his soul into different things. Like, he's in a good guy doll, but he's also in a physical body out there somewhere. We will see that later on in this season because they showed that in the trailer. So going over to the talent show now, we understand why Jake really likes Devin. He plays piano and he does podcasts and stuff like that. But this talent show was epic because while Lexi comes up there and tries to embarrass Jake once again, and just the parents are all laughing, nobody's just like kind of checking her or anything, until Chucky's the one that kind of is the one that speaks up for Jake. Literally, they do this kind of ventriloquist thing, which, this was great. This was classic Chucky. He literally is just going in on everybody, even exposes a lot of people's secrets, like Lexi, how she likes to smell her own farts, and she's into like Pokemon porn and stuff like that. That shit was hilarious. That was gold. And I think that's what they're going to do with Chucky, is as the season goes on, we're going to start to see a lot of these different characters' backstories and their secrets that they're hiding, while also getting killed in the process. I expect the body count in this first season to be really high. I liked how they just kind of eased our way into revealing Chucky. So going back home, Jake has more issues. He has to deal with his father. His father puts hands on him. Tells him like, yo, I told you, no more dolls. He told him that the first time that he smashed up all his dolls, that I don't want you messing around with dolls no more. Takes Chucky, which was a bad idea. Jake could have prevented his father getting killed, but he chose to just stay in his room and just say fuck it. So the power starts to go off, and Jake's dad has to go down and fix it. And this is where we get the most creative kill I've seen from Chucky in a long time, bro. Because at first the dad's like, yo, who drank all my alcohol? Who drank all my whole bottle? And then when you get downstairs and he comes face to face with Chucky cuts these cords and starts to spit out the alcohol, which causes Jake's dad to get electrocuted, and that shit was dope. And Jake saw that shit, and that shit was traumatizing. Really dope kill, man. Really dope kill. Let me know how you guys feel about that kill in the comments below. To wrap up this episode, you have the cops questioning Jake, and we get introduced to Devin's mom. Devin's mom is a detective. She works with the police, so it makes sense why his podcast is the way it is. But it seems like she's really going to get to the bottom of this, because a lot of things are adding up. Like, how did he get back the doll? Because the doll was stuck in storage or whatever at the school, and ended up popping back at Jake's house. And this was really interesting. I really loved this scene, though. This was my favorite scene. You know, you have Chucky finally revealing himself to Jake, you know, in a very Child's Play way, man. It was like word for word. He's like, talk to me, damn it. That was epic. So Jake now is living with his uncle and his cousin and stuff like that, and that's going to be huge issues. The auntie's hiding something. I'm curious to see exactly what she has up her sleeve. I like that the next episode seems like we're going to dive into Chucky's childhood, which is really dope. I hope we get a lot of like those kind of flashbacks, or a whole episode dedicated to that, and then we can get back into the other things. But I thought this was a really dope, solid episode. Let me know how y'all feel about this. I think Chucky works best on television compared to the movies. Keep it going. Till next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.